All right, everybody, here we go. I'm going to go over some of these answers. Question number 1 deals with this lithium, oxygen, and lithium oxide. 4, 1, 2. Those are our balance numbers. So I'm going to do number 2 with you first, because the answer to number 1 is obviously 2. Okay, let's do number 2. If 20 grams of lithium oxide was produced, how many liters of oxygen gas were used? Okay. When we look at this problem, we realize that we're given 20 grams of lithium oxide. And we know that we divide, that's how we get in. 20 grams over 1 times 1 over, this is going to be 7 plus 16, so that's 30. So this is basically 20 divided by 30. You do that on your calculator, you'll get 0.67. And it says if we have that, how many liters of oxygen gas were used? So now we've got to go over here to oxygen gas. 0.67 is to 2 as x is to 1. So basically, 0.67 divided by 2. That will give you 0.335. All right? And it wants to know how many liters of oxygen gas were used. We have 0.335 moles. And since it's liters, 22.4 liters per mole. We multiply to get out, right? So we take that, 0.335 times 22.4 equals 7.5. 7.5 liters. Let's try another one. Let's try another one with this exact same problem. This next one says, if 1 mole of lithium reacts, okay, we're going to put a 1 there instead of a 4. How many grams of lithium oxide were produced? How much of this? 1 is to 4 as x is to 2. So we're going to cross multiply. 2 times 1 divided by 4. 0.5 moles. How do we get out of the equation? How many grams of lithium oxide? We get out by multiplying. So 0.5 moles of lithium oxide, 0.5, and it wants to know grams. The proper number for grams of lithium oxide is 30, so 15 grams. Let's try another one. This next equation is 2 sodium chlorides plus 1 lead nitrate, that's lead 2 nitrate, makes 2 sodium nitrates and 1 lead 2 chloride. Let's answer number 4. I'm going to copy this. So here's the problem. And it says, number 4, I want to react 200 grams of lead 2 nitrate. 200 grams of lead 2 nitrate. All right. 200 grams. How do we get in? We get into the equation by dividing. 200 over 1 times 1 over, we're going to add up lead 2 nitrate. This is 48 plus 14 is 62 times 2. 62 times 2 plus lead weighs 207. 207 equals 331. So 200 divided by 331 equals 0.60. 0.60 moles of lead 1 nitrate, of lead 2 nitrate. How many compounds of sodium chloride should I use? So now we need to know how much sodium chloride I would use. All right? 0.6 is to 1 as x is to 2. So we're going to cross multiply, and we're going to get 1.2. So 1.2 moles of sodium chloride. But we weren't asked for moles. We were asked for compounds. How many compounds of sodium chloride are in a mole? Same as anything else. 1.2 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Take our calculator. 6.02 EE23. 7.27 times 10 to the 23rd. All right, that's good. So we're going to do another problem from this section. We'll do number 5. If 2.5 moles of sodium nitrate is produced, I just messed this up. Hang on, kids. This is supposed to say NO3. There we go. If 2.5 moles of this is produced, how many compounds of lead 2 nitrate were used? How many compounds of that were used? Now, we don't have to divide to get in here because we were already given the moles. So we're going to solve for these moles first. 2.5 over 2 equals x over 1. So you just say 2.5 divided by 2, 1.25. So we have to multiply to get out 1.25. And the question says, how many compounds of lead 2 nitrate were used? 1.25 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And that'll give us 7.5 times 10 to the 23rd. That's it. All right. Here is the formula for questions 8, 9, and 10. Aluminum oxide breaks down into aluminum and oxygen. We'll have to balance this, which is going to give us a 2 here, a 3 here, and a 4 here. 2, 4, 3. Let's take a look now. Question number 8. If we want to make 100 grams of aluminum, how many grams of a lithium oxide should be add? All right. We need to make 100 grams of that. And it wants to know how much of this we would need. We're going to divide to get in. 100 grams over 1 times 1 over. We know that aluminum on the periodic table is 27. So we'll say 100 divided by 27 equals 3.7. 3.7 what? 3.7 moles. 3.7 is to 4 as x is to 2. So we should cross multiply this. 3.7 times 2 divided by 4 times 2 divided by 4. 1.85. 1.85. So we have 1.85 moles. And the question said, how many grams of this should we add to the heater or whatever's making this happen? So to find grams, remember we multiply to get out, we need to find the number of grams for aluminum oxide. That's 27 plus 27 plus 48. So that's 54 plus 48, 102 grams. 1.85, I just left my number in the calculator, times 102 equals 188.9. Or you could have written 189 grams, that would be fine. And the last one I'll do here is number 9. So let's remember, we had 2, 4, and then 3. How many liters of oxygen gas, so we're going to want to know about this, are released when 2 moles of aluminum oxide are added? Okay, so we're already given 2 moles, so we go ahead and we can go ahead and put a 2 there. We don't have to divide to get in there. 2 is to 2, and we're asked about oxygen as x is to 3. 2 is to 2 as x is to 3. We cross multiply, we would find out this is 3. So 3 moles, right? This is going to be a 3 of oxygen. How many liters of gas is that? How do we get out of the equation? We multiply. 3 times, since it's liters, we know the magic number for liters. 3 times 22.4. 67.2 liters. And that should do it. Kids, you do not need percent yield unless you are in honors chemistry. And we can go ahead and do this one real quick for my honors people. All right, my honors people, you also have another video on limiting reactant and percent yield that I've posted. But here we go. If 2 moles of aluminum oxide are added, yet only 80 grams of oxygen are produced, then what was the percent yield? All right, 2 moles of aluminum oxide, so we put 2 here. And we're looking for oxygen. 2 is to 2 as X is to 3. So it's 3 moles of oxygen. So this problem is exactly like number 9, right? Excuse me. This problem is very much like what we're already doing here, right? 2 is to 2 as X is to 3. Except for here, instead of liters, we're asked about grams. So instead of 3 times 22.4, it's 3 times 32 grams, which would be 96 grams, all right? That would have been 100% yield. But if you only made 80 out of the 96, then you would only have 80 out of that 96. You would have an 83% yield. All right.